Alright, ladies and gentle people, we are going over a very, very, very interesting game today. Why is this game interesting, you might ask? Why is this game so star-spangled awesome that you are going to go out and share this game with all of your friends, even if they don't play Go? Well, let me show you. Let me show you. The two people who played this game as white, we had one Shibano Toramaru, who played this game as a 7-dan, versus none other than Mr. Ke Jie. That's right, Shibano versus Ke Jie. That is a matchup we've always wanted. Now, for those of you who might not be aware of who either player is, suffice it to say, Mr. Ke Jie is usually considered to be like the top player in the world, though Park Chung-won usually, you know, punches the kid back down every once in a while and being like, no, you're number 2, I'm number 1. So that kind of goes back and forth for a while. But Mr. Ke Jie is usually going to, you know, be back and forth at number 1 and number 2. He was so great that, you know, after Lee Sedol went down in flames against AlphaGo, they were like, we want Ke Jie to go and do it, and then he... But it is important to note that he's a very, very strong player, very, very top player, sometimes number 1 human player in the world. However, you'll take note of Shibano Toramaru. We've been taking note of that little character because he has a very unorthodox style. What attracted me to Shibano Toramaru initially was when he just decided to give up this huge group to make territory in the middle of the board. Now, that's kind of weird because we're living in an era where we're very much more interested in territory. We're more interested, especially now in the AlphaGo era, we're more interested in territory, you know, fighting, things like that. Ditching a fight to give up your group to make something in the middle of the board that is the hardest place to actually ever make anything on the board, that's very different. That is like completely opposite of the direction that we're all going, right? So, very cool player, kind of playing his own thing. You can't help but love that. Because, I mean, keep in mind, this is like his career. This is his livelihood. And he's playing differently. And it's working for him. So you have to respect it. Even if you don't like the style of play, you've got to respect that. So we're going to look at Shibano versus Mr. Ke Jie and see how that goes. So one thing that we immediately take note of is a little bit of confidence by Mr. Ke Jie. Now, I'm not entirely certain when this game was played in the timeline of Mr. Ke Jie's life. I know that recently he played against some bots and lost. So I'm not sure how he's feeling in this game, if he's like as confident as he should be. But I think this game was played right after like kind of a little bit of an embarrassment against some of the AI. But it looks like he's confident because when white invites everything and anything, black takes him up on it. Wow, we don't see that very often. Because of Komi, the diagonal is usually more in favor to white than it is to black. Black's gives up compensation because he can outdevelop his opponent. But when you split like that, it's more about territory than development, and then the swing usually goes back to white more than black. So it's a bit tough. It's a little bit tough. A little bit tough. But okay. Got ourselves 3-4. Now, those of you who also have been watching streams and videos, things like that, you might know that I always say, don't have your 3-4 stone facing your opponent's stone, but you can in diagonal play, because it's harder to really develop and make a huge framework when black approaches you. So diagonal, your 3-4 can in fact be facing. Komi 6.5, I want to say. You are correct, though, because it's a Chinese player. You never really know, right? Let me look at the me not having any idea. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's either 6 or 7.5. I will also spoil it and say, Komi, it's not gonna matter. This game doesn't really go to counting. Too-hoo-hoo. So, black approaches low because he knows it's a territorial game. High is usually for influence, low is usually for territory. So we are going to go keep ourselves nice and low because we understand what our stones are saying. And white's going to be like, I don't care. We're not getting involved in Jiseki here, there, sir. Because it's kind of annoying to pincer this. I've said this a billion times if I've said it once. Like, we could pincer, and then, like, well, white could jump, or black could jump out, and then, like, white's gonna defend, and then, like, we could go and pincer, and then we're getting into this, which is, like, I don't know, from the mid-90s, I think, we played this a lot. Not really a thing now, because it's just, like, jump, run, and, like, whole board being destroyed. So, bag that crap. So instead we approach, see what he wants to do. Black's like, you want to fight? Alright, let's fight. Yeah, I can fight. I know the Japanese can't fight. I mean, there were jokes made about the Japanese players not too long ago. It used to be said that you could throw a stone in Japan and hit a professional 9-dan because they had so freaking many of them. Now, that wasn't very polite to say, but it was something the Chinese and the Korean professionals were snickering at behind their backs. So, that's a thing. So I guess black's feeling confident. Like, I'm playing against a Japanese player. We're just going to go and smack him. Backs off. Going for that territory. Alright. Alright. Going for territory. This is very modern. White kicks. Black says I'm going to extend because we've just been kicked. And white says it's time to pincer you. But we're not going to pincer far away. Or not going to pincer close. If we pincer close, then we're kind of tempting our opponent to get an extension from the enclosure. It kind of gets a little awkward. Same thing here. This is still pretty good. And now we're juggling. So white just says, my pincer is going to be here. Black says, well, I still want something here for myself. Because I'm loving the territory. Attack me however you please. I do not care. So white, very textbook. Kick into pincer, your opponent ignores. You get the one space to make sure they can't get this shape. Right? We don't want black developing this shape because it's nice, light. It's going to be alive, pretty easy. We're not happy with this position. So we take this away to make sure that other stuff can actually happen. Also, we don't do this one because it's kind of the same thing. Like, why did you just do that? You just put me into the same position you didn't want a minute ago. Stupid. So we don't do that. Play here instead. Black jumps out. White follows suit. Because he needs to defend himself. He's not going to be overplaying. He's going to be playing, believe it or not, white's going to be playing nice and solid this game. And any moves in the middle probably make Mr. Shibano feel nice and comfortable, because that is where he likes to play. Black leans. Not because he's looking for shape here, dear Qs. I know some of you play this move. This move right here. That move over there. I know some of you want to play it. But going into the 3-3 and asking, can I cut you? Because this ladder doesn't freaking work anymore. And white's like, no, you can't. Because, like, this is just a headache. Like, who wants to get involved in this crap, right? This is just bleh. You're just, like, vomiting all over the board. Right? So, connects nice and solidly. Does not play the old variation. The old variation of live and let live, because that's really good for black. Instead, he plays a different variation of take my corner. I don't care, noob. So, mission accomplished. Young Shibano here just got himself some influence, which is exactly where he likes to be. But here is a question for you, dear viewers. Where should where should black play next? B does have Sente. So where do you want to play next? P4. E14. What the crap is E14? E14? No, Ray. You're better than that. C7. Thank you very much, Yuffington. Someone who's got their head on their shoulders. We're going to play something over here to make sure that the influence can't expand and our opponent can't, like, reapproach and build up huge area. But Mr. Ke Jie says, I'm not going to play a 2-space low. I'm going to play a bit more aggressive, take a bit more for myself, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. But either way, it was the same idea. It was a good idea. It was the right idea. But Mr. Shibano, though he loves his wholesome influence, lately, he's not afraid to fight. So he sees this move and he says, this is expected. This is nice, solid, and simple. But this isn't nice, solid, and simple. I fight you. 'Cause Shibano, don't let him being Japanese think he's just going to be passive and back off and try to build stuff up. This boy's been coming out swinging in his games lately. So alright, Black's trying to overstep. And he's going to get in there and be like, what you doing? Backs off. Reasonably, because this is awkward as we don't want to play this variation. Right? This is the look at me, I'm growing the middle again, whether you like it or not variation, right? So he backs off, you're not going to Hane. White drops down and Black says, you fuel. Now I have you right where I want you. Being surrounded, being attacked, Haneing at the head of your 2 stones. Don't you know Proverbs? White plays back, threatening to cut through. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Keeping it low, not getting distracted. This is distraction right here. This is, we're losing the game. Can we please have 2 stones next time, please? Kind of a move, if we play this way, right? Because, like, what happens here? You, like, lose a stone? Not only did you lose your opening stone, you lost it and gave away 6 mine territory in the process. That's impressive. That's impressive. So we're not going to play this way. Instead, going to go ahead, connect up, threaten to kill, be nice and strong. Put our opponent low. Nice and simple variations. No overplaying like, I'm going to try to keep you low now. Connecting up. Because he values shape more than any amateur Dawn player you've ever seen. So alright. That's now Gote. So we get to Pincer. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. But Sente, White plays the Small Knight, because this move here, as White, would be pretty special. Black develops. Ooh, getting kind of scary. I'm seeing more potential for Black than I am seeing for White. So how do we how do we try to turn this around? How do we try to turn this around? Do we, as White, go for here and be like, This is my territory. I'm gonna solidify it now. Oh god, I'm still on W Production. They're still trying to challenge me to a game. No thank you. I don't feel like losing again right now. R10, Q17. Invasions. Invasions, man. Invasions. More invasions. You're worried? No. So we're not going to invade the top because that's just going to be like... Picture like a move like this now. You invade the top, you lose Sente, and then your opponent just makes you feel like you're an idiot. Right? So you might be saying, okay, I'm going to invade here and get no new points of territory, lose Sente, and watch my opponent just play a large move on the bottom of the board. Don't like that one either. So he tries to start some fights. It's like, you pincered me, you got a cut point, I can go underneath here, maybe we can do something. Boop. Gonna go and try to live. We can push and cut later. Seems good, seems good. Alright, we're going into life. Getting some of the territories for ourselves. Looks good, looks good. We've managed to live. There's some Aji here. We can push and cut. We have 2 different groups to attack if that happens. And if our opponent responds right now, we kept Sente. So we got some extra points. Took a lot of points away from him. And got Sente. Alright, cool, 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 cool. So we're going to go and try and settle. Don't want to lose Sente here. I'd feel bad. Making the most out of his points. Building up. You can see how he did that, right? Like, a lot of you probably want to go back and try to live with F13 instead. Black's going to let it work for him. He's just building up because he got some influence here. And he's got, like, a thing over here, too. Is it alive? It is, in fact, alive. Black goes back and kicks, keeping his corner. And then plays, oh my god, such a patient move. He's nice and happy. He's happy. He has territory. He's got the corner. There's invasion on the right-hand side. Middle's still under development. So Shibano against Mr. Ke Jie, Mr. Numero Uno. It's playing nice and patient. I love this kind of play in a player. Like I first got turned on to Ke Jie because he was playing moves like this. He was just playing nice, solid moves that made his opponents look like they were just playing a different game. It looked like they just like didn't understand or didn't respect their positions. He just played nice and solid, and yeah. Fio, why don't you ever play like that? Look, I like that play. I respect it. I would love to play this way. But I know I would lose this game 100 times out of 100. As white. And that makes me nervous. I'm afraid to play that way. And so instead, we worship at the altar of the blood god and try to stab anything that moves. And also, a lot of time I feel like I don't have to play that way because my opponent doesn't afford me the same courtesy. He's like overplaying. Like if I was playing this on W Black Shaman, like my opponent would not play like something like this. Something like frack, I don't know. They'd like omit this move and like play elsewhere. So I'd be like, well, I'm alive here. I'm gonna push and cut because you're not even holding me in. I could like live this way or I could live this way. So I'm just gonna go and try to attack you now. Or if I tried to play nice and simply this way, my opponents wouldn't be like, alright, I'm gonna let you like settle here. They'd be like, I'm gonna try to kill you. And that's an overstep. So you wind up fighting after this. And that just gets really, really messy. So, long story short, I'm not at the level yet where I think I can play that way. Because, yeah, I don't know. Does that make sense? Meanwhile, Black... Oh, is he building? There is no emotion, there is peace. Sorry, I followed the way of the Sith. Not that, I'm sorry. So Black is trying to build. And White is like, you owe me a move, punk. You owe me a move. I'm playing safe. You need to play safe. But Black played here. Black's not playing safe. So White's like, okay. You want to play safe? Let's play Shidogo. Much will be learned of this game, my young friend. Black follows up. White doesn't care. Black Atari. Why R10? Because you've got multiple things you could do. You're threatening to go under at A, come out at B, and attach at C. So you got 3 different ways to try and actually do something here. Right? If you've got 3 ways you can start making a base and escaping, your opponent probably can't kill your stone. Because how do you block A, B, and C with 1 move? It's too tough. It's too tough. Can't happen. At most, your opponent's going to kick you and you're going to leave. So, alright, we play here. Watch our cutting points. Get some extra stones. And now, we're done with forcing moves. Or don't force moves there, so we look for force moves here. Our opponent's trying to counterattack, uses influence. Gonna counterattack because we be fighting this group. Don't make the mistake of thinking that you have to back off just because you're playing solid. If you're playing solid and you're being poked at, well, you've already played solid, so start punching people. Just start punching. Just do that, and you're good. So, alright. Black tries a counter. And this admittedly gets complicated, because we play the empty triangle of doom. Looking kind of disastrous. Who can even begin telling me how we can start punching back here? Black is trying to completely cut off White, get him running around in the middle of the board like a scared little chicken. So what happens now? L2? Very good fire, yes. This undercut here with the double small knight here doesn't work when it's a solid position. Because if we play here, our opponent can't block this, otherwise he'd clamp again. He cuts through us an Atari, right? So it doesn't work, doesn't work. So we're trying to live. We are trying to live locally. So the attempt to cut off our group was fake news. Complete fake news, chat. And Shibano's not standing for it. He's like, not gonna work. I don't believe fake news. Threatening to try to kill Mr. Corner. Can't happen, though. It's like, you're gonna go to Ko on me? And Black says no. Mr. Ke Jie. Mr. #1 primo aggressive player in the world didn't go to Ko. So White's like, alright, I guess we both get to live. Thanks. That's Seki. Sente. Rather than go to Ko, we've got Seki in the Senteis. You'll see Seki in a minute, don't worry about it. So we're poking, and now we're asking, are you really going to not protect your cutting points? Because White's had it up to here with this crap, too. It's like, cutting point, there's like cutting points, there's cutting points everywhere, and you're not defending any of them. But it's okay. I will help you, Mr. Ke Jie. We can play Shidogo. So, alright. Da 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 da. Just taking advantage of everything that you're doing. Shibano. Alright. Killed 2 stones in Sentei. Time to go after this group now, because why not? Slowly but surely. Against this player who's not really defending, keeps trying to expand. Slowly but surely. Uphill battle, but slowly but surely. Young Shibano is taking one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Being very careful of Sentei, mind you. Like, can I kill you? It's like, no. It's like, okay, I'll leave then. It's like, yeah, you will. Nice, simple, solid base. Oh my god. Same. Seki, Seki, Seki. Getting surrounded. Oh no, the middle. Quickly, jump in there. But no. No, 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 no. We're okay. We're okay. We're just gonna live. Just gonna live. Just gonna live. Get our base first. Tsuji at bottom. Yeah, you throw in at N2 and then you can't capture. I do believe. Oh, time! Maybe. Getting solidified here. Again with the aggressive play. Not even being like, hey, I'm just going to develop the middle, right? And bear in mind this variation in a minute. Like, I'm not going to just develop the middle. He's like, I'm going to try for all the things. And allows him to come out. I guess he's developing the top, but then the middle's under attack again. You want explanation on bottom. Well, if we try to kill this, then we're a move ahead. Right? So as long as we're not a move ahead, then it's pretty sexy. Right? And if white tries to go back and capture, then he can't. So yeah. But alright, Black invited him out. Kind of crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. I was... Oh wait, no, that's actually the right move. Asks to Atari. Says no. Fixes shape. Poke, fix shape. Connects on up. And now we're out in the middle. That middle, that was actually fairly large a minute ago, right? Oh, shoot. I lost a tree. Right? The middle, it was kind of large here a minute ago. With nothing under attack. It's kind of under attack now. So kind of big. Kind of bigly. Kind of bigly. Black says, I'm going to kill you. White says, keep dreaming. White says, I'm going to try to build. Cutting, seeing what we can get away with. Now we have Ko. Because we can't connect. If we connect... I mean, I guess this actually just fracking works, doesn't it? But if we try to go to Ko, and we get tower right now, we can go underneath and connect on up our stones, right? So we take Ko threat, answered. We play here because otherwise, you know, it just keeps kind of going back and forth with Ko threats, so this is nice and strong. So that should be that quite nicely. And then there. No more threats for either player there, then we would go back to Ko. And now we're just playing ourselves a Ko. This, I mean, I would probably ignore this move every time. I would probably ignore this every time. It looks so small. But it's threatening to live on the top of the board, and that's where all of your territory is. How rude. Pokes through. Going for our eyes. Going for shapies. In Gote. So white follows up again. This isn't the Ke Jie that we're used to seeing, man. He's like ending in Gote. He's making weird fighting choices. Trying to, I guess, do something here. But that doesn't matter because there's Miai. There was an eye in the middle or eye on the side. Back to Ko. And back to Ko. Forcing the whole, you know, living bits. The reason why that's forcing, by the way, is because of if we try to kill this group over here, we're like, whatever. There's this, right? To ensure that we have another eye down in here. But if one of these isn't Sente, then, like, if this was already connected, then we don't live here anymore in the middle of the board, right? So the connection here is important. Like, after this move, T10 is not Sente anymore, right? All we have now is, like, R9 into the throw-in, and then into not being quite alive right now. But he's going after him. Look who's on the ropes. Got Ke Jie by the throat. Chasing him across the board to his own group. So good for Shibano. And now this next one. This is why you watch your groups and you don't want weak ones. Because, like, it's hard to picture, like, how that group is going to be a problem. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's not alive as is right now, sure. But, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? So he runs those group out. Suddenly we have problems. We can't let that turn happen. Threatening to surround again. Uh-oh. Oh my dear Jesus. Look at all the odds coming back. Because he's now trying... He's like trying to like shore up his connections. But that's just giving rise to new problems. He's trying to defend. We just go ahead and connect. But... it's too much. We owe moves in 2 spots. White can save the stone and kill off the entire center. Or these are going to be cut off. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Because if we play here, there's this, right? We can't hold it. just can't freaking hold it. So it's Mii. One or the other's dead. The best we can do is this. And lose all of those stones. Right? But we're probably going to play this way instead. He has to play here. And then... Dude. And you still have to fight the top co. So bad. Can't defend both. So unfortunately, Mr. Ke Jie resigns. And the young Japanese player beats #1 in the world. So I've had my eye on Shibano for a while. I admit, I did not anticipate him beating like the top players in other countries. In China, for example. Like, a lot of time, even at the peak of a lot of Japanese players' career, you don't see them doing well internationally. You don't see a lot of really great performance internationally. But here, he just took out #1. He just took out #1. So way to go, Shibano. Shibano is absolutely amazing. If he can do it once, maybe he can do it again. I don't even care. If he can't, the fact that he did it once is impressive as hell. When was this match played, you ask? It's a good question. I have an answer in a minute. So this was played, I've got like 20 tabs open in Chrome. Give me a second. This was played on the 29th. This was played on the 29th, just a couple of days ago. The minute I saw it, I dropped everything that I had planned for lectures, and I was like, we're looking at this game. Oh, hell, yeah. Confirmed 7.5 coming out of the way. Is Jung... Okay, they keep going back and forth, like from one week to the next. Like, Ke Jie's #1, then Park Jung-hwa's #1, and then Ke Jie's #1 again. Like, they're a few games apart, really. So maybe he isn't right now. I don't know. If he isn't, he's only like one game off of being #1 again or something like that. So, yeah. Yeah, Shibano's #1 in our hearts. A Japanese player who's, like, going up against top players. It's pretty good. Is Park ahead right now? Okay. Alright, fine. Maybe he beat the second person in the world. Still very, very, very impressive. Again, especially for a Japanese player who, let's face it, a lot of people, when they see Japanese players, they don't expect them to do very well against their international counterparts. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. They just don't expect that, right? But I like how Shibano's playing this one. He's playing a nice, solid game. Absolutely respect a lot of the moves that he was making. He's absolutely watching his shape. Double checking to make sure he has Sente. Getting those large moves in. So good. He's 7 down right now. I don't think he was promoted after this match. But if he keeps beating 9 downs, he will be. It's only a matter of time. Shibano will be 9 down. Without a doubt. Guaranteed. Anyway, that's it for my stream for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to call them games that we played. Sort of. be live again on Saturday if you so feel inclined to tune in. Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern. Once again, we will be live, and otherwise, we are live again on Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, and as always, every Wednesday at 3. That way, almost no matter where you are in the world, there's usually a time where you can tune in that's not bad for you. That usually just works. That said, thank you everyone for your subs and resubs. Thank you for your bits. Unreal, Nutlers, Eric J. Puddin, Lost Jack, Agent Nay, DJ JFE. Oh my god, I think I missed you completely. And more Agent Nay, of course.
One bit.
And as always, I will see you next time. Take care, everybody.